Power belongs to those who understand when to speak and when to stay silent. This is not a metaphor. This is not motivational fluff. This is a fundamental law of human interaction that most people violate every single day, and it costs them everything. They speak when they should be listening. They reveal when they should be concealing. They react when they should be observing. And then they wonder why they feel powerless, why people manipulate them, why their words carry no weight, why their plans always seem to fall apart before they come to fruition. The truth is brutal. Your inability to control your mouth is directly connected to your inability to control your life. Every word you speak unnecessarily is power you're giving away. Every secret you share is leverage you're handing to others. Every emotion you display is information you're providing to people who may use it against you. Now, before you misunderstand what we're exploring here, this is not about becoming cold, manipulative, or dishonest. This is about developing the sophistication to understand that silence is one of the most powerful tools you possess, and most people have never learned to use it. The fusion of Machiavellian strategy with Stoic self-control creates something remarkable. The ability to navigate the world with your eyes open, protecting yourself while pursuing your goals, maintaining integrity while not being naive. Machiavelli understood power dynamics. The Stoics understood internal mastery. When you combine both, you become someone who cannot be easily manipulated, controlled, or defeated. If you're ready to learn these 10 laws that will fundamentally change how you interact with the world, subscribe to this channel right now. We don't create content for passive consumers. We create content for people who are serious about developing real power, not over others, but over themselves and their circumstances. Hit that notification bell because every video we release contains specific strategies you won't find anywhere else. Now let's begin with the first law. The first law is simple but rarely practiced. Observe everything, reveal nothing. Most people have this backwards. They reveal everything about themselves, their plans, their feelings, their vulnerabilities, their resources, while observing almost nothing about others. They talk constantly but listen poorly. They broadcast their every thought and emotion while remaining oblivious to what's happening around them. This is social and strategic suicide. Machiavelli wrote in The Prince that everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are. He understood that your power increases the more you understand others while they understand less about you. The Stoics approached this from a different angle but arrived at the same conclusion. Epictetus taught that we should be slow to speak, and that nature has given us one tongue but two ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak. When you combine these perspectives, you get a powerful practice. Become an observer first and a speaker second. In every interaction, your primary goal should be to gather information, understand motivations, and see the situation clearly before you contribute anything. Watch how people behave when they think nobody important is watching. Listen to what they say when they're relaxed and unguarded. Notice the patterns in their actions over time, not just their words in the moment. Meanwhile, reveal as little as possible about your true thoughts, feelings, plans, and capabilities. This doesn't mean being dishonest. It means being selective and strategic. You don't owe everyone access to your inner world. You don't need to share your plans before they're executed. You don't need to broadcast your emotions in real time. When people ask probing questions, you can deflect gracefully. When they try to get you to reveal your hand, you can redirect the conversation. When they fish for information, you can give them surface-level truths while protecting deeper realities. The person who observes more and reveals less has a massive advantage in any situation: business, relationships, negotiations, conflicts, or collaborations. The second law builds directly on this. Never share your plans until they're completed or secure. This is where most people destroy their own success. They get excited about an idea, a goal, or a plan, and they immediately tell everyone about it. They post it on social media. They tell their friends and family. They announce it to colleagues. And then one of several things happens. First, people discourage them, planting seeds of doubt that grow into abandonment of the plan. Second, people steal their ideas and execute them first. Third, they experience what psychologists call social reality, the phenomenon where talking about a goal gives you a premature sense of accomplishment, reducing your motivation to actually achieve it. Fourth, they create expectations and pressure that make execution more difficult. Machiavelli was crystal clear about this. He observed that, before the deed, it is advisable to keep silence, lest others should come to know of it. He saw countless examples of people whose plans failed simply because they revealed them too early. The Stoics understood this from a different angle. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. B1. Stop talking about what you're going to do and just do it. Your results will speak far louder than your intentions ever could. When you actually accomplish something, when you actually build something, when you actually transform yourself, people will notice. You won't need to announce it. Think about the most powerful moves you could make in your life right now. Maybe it's starting a business, maybe it's changing careers, maybe it's ending a toxic relationship, maybe it's developing a new skill, maybe it's making a major investment. Whatever it is, here's what you should do. Tell absolutely no one until it's done or until it's so far along that it can't be stopped. Work in silence, build in private, transform yourself behind closed doors. And then, when people ask what you've been up to, you can show them results instead of telling them about intentions. This approach filters out all the noise, all the opinions, all the doubts, and all the interference. You maintain complete focus and control over your project because you're not managing other people's reactions to it. The third law is this: master your emotional displays. Never let anyone see you lose control. Your emotions are information. When you display anger, you reveal what bothers you. When you display fear, you reveal your vulnerabilities. When you display excessive joy, you reveal what you value. And once people have this information, they can use it. They can push your buttons. They can manipulate your responses. They can predict your behavior. The masses are slaves to their emotions. Something happens, and they react immediately and visibly. Someone insults them, and they explode in anger. Something scares them, and they show their fear. Someone excites them, and they can't contain themselves. The fusion of Machiavellian and Stoic thought here is powerful. Machiavelli advised that the first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. But before that, you must be someone worth following, someone who appears unshakable. The Stoics went even further. Seneca wrote, "A man who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary." Don't broadcast your suffering. Don't advertise your stress. Don't display your frustration. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions unhealthily. It means processing them internally first, maintaining composure externally, and only expressing emotions when there's a strategic or authentic reason to do so. Practice maintaining a calm exterior regardless of your internal state. When someone tries to provoke you, stay calm and respond with measured words or strategic silence. When something goes wrong, don't panic visibly. Assess the situation and respond rationally. When something goes well, don't celebrate so excessively that you reveal how much it means to you. The person who maintains emotional control has power over those who don't. They can think clearly while others are reactive. They can make strategic decisions while others are making emotional ones. They appear strong and reliable while others appear weak and erratic. The fourth law is about information warfare. Never correct people's false assumptions about you unless it serves your purpose. This law makes most people uncomfortable because we have a deep need to be understood correctly. When someone misunderstands us, our immediate impulse is to correct them. When someone underestimates us, we want to prove them wrong. When someone has a false impression, we rush to set the record straight. But here's what the strategic thinker understands. False assumptions can be advantageous. If someone underestimates you, they won't see you as a threat and they'll let their guard down. If someone misunderstands your capabilities, they might reveal information they'd otherwise protect. If someone has the wrong impression of your resources or connections, they might make mistakes in how they deal with you. Machiavelli understood that it is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both, but he also knew that appearing weak while being strong, or appearing strong while building strength, could both be useful depending on context. The Stoics taught that external opinions don't define you, your character and actions do. Epictetus said, "If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you but answer, 'He was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone.'" In other words, don't waste energy managing everyone's perception of you. Focus on reality, not reputation. Here's the practical application. When someone underestimates you, smile internally and let them continue. They'll be easier to deal with and less likely to obstruct you. When someone has a wrong impression that doesn't harm you, there's no need to correct it. When someone makes assumptions about your plans, resources, or capabilities, you have no obligation to educate them. Only correct false assumptions when they directly threaten your goals, safety, or when the truth serves a clear strategic purpose. Otherwise, let people believe what they want. Your reality doesn't require their validation. We're at the midpoint of these 10 laws, and if you're tracking with me, you're starting to see how silence and strategic communication create real power. This is the perfect moment to engage with this content. Like this video right now, share it with someone who needs to understand these principles, and leave a comment telling me which law has hit you hardest so far. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. We're building something important here. A community of people who understand that real power comes from self-mastery and strategic thinking. The fifth law is about patience and timing. Let others speak first, they'll reveal their hand. In any negotiation, conflict, or strategic interaction, the person who speaks first is at a disadvantage. They reveal their position, their priorities, their concerns, and their bottom line. The person who stays silent and listens first gathers all this information before having to commit to anything. This is why skilled negotiators, interrogators, and strategists all use silence as a tool. They ask a question and then shut up. They wait, and in that silence, the other person feels compelled to fill the void with information. Most people are deeply uncomfortable with silence in conversation. They feel pressure to fill every gap with words. They interpret silence as awkwardness or hostility, so they rush to speak. This is exactly what you want them to do. When you're comfortable with silence, when you can sit in it without feeling the need to break it, you have a massive advantage. Ask your question, then wait. Make your point, then stop talking. The other person will almost always continue speaking, and when they do, they'll usually reveal more than they intended. They'll qualify their position. They'll explain their reasoning. They'll show you their concerns. They'll give you leverage. The Stoics practiced this through their emphasis on listening and reflection. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Before speaking, pause. Is it necessary? Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it the right time? Most of the time, the answer to at least one of these questions is no, which means silence is the better choice. Machiavelli observed that wise men speak because they have something to say, fools because they have to say something. Which one are you? The sixth law is crucial. Never explain yourself more than once, and never justify your decisions to those who don't need to understand. Every time you over-explain yourself, you weaken your position. You appear uncertain. You seem like you're seeking approval. You invite people to poke holes in your reasoning. Strong people make decisions and state them clearly once. Weak people make decisions and then spend enormous energy explaining, justifying, and seeking validation for those decisions. When you make a choice about your career, your relationships, your boundaries, your priorities, your time, state it clearly and simply once. If someone doesn't understand or disagrees, that's fine. You don't need universal approval. You don't need everyone to agree with your reasoning. Machiavelli wrote that the lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves. Sometimes you need to be the lion, decisive, clear, and unapologetic. Make your decision and move forward. The Stoics understood that seeking external validation is a form of slavery. Epictetus taught that, if you seek approval from others in this world, you will not know happiness. When you constantly explain and justify yourself, you're essentially asking for permission to live your life on your terms. Stop asking for permission. State your decision once. If people push back or demand explanations, you can simply say, "I've made my decision," or "This is what I'm doing," and move on. Your life doesn't require a defense. Your choices don't need a jury. Make them, own them, and let your results speak for themselves. The seventh law: speak less than you know, always hold something back. In any interaction, if you reveal everything you know, you've lost leverage. If you share every insight, every piece of information, every bit of knowledge you have on a subject, you've made yourself less valuable. The person who always has more to offer, who always knows more than they're revealing, who always has another card to play, that person maintains power and value. This is true in business, in relationships, in negotiations, and in conflicts. Machiavelli observed that everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are, and those few dare not oppose themselves to the opinion of the many. Keep your full capabilities, your full knowledge, and your full resources somewhat mysterious. Don't show your entire hand. When you speak, share valuable information, but not everything. When you solve a problem, don't reveal every tool in your toolkit. When you negotiate, don't put your best offer on the table first. Always keep something in reserve. The eighth law is about words as weapons. When you do speak, make every word count. Because you're speaking less than most people, because you're being selective and strategic with your communication, when you do speak, people should pay attention. Your words should carry weight. This means eliminating filler, eliminating uncertainty, and eliminating weakness from your speech. Don't say, "I think maybe we could possibly try to." Say, "We will," or "I propose." Don't say, "I'm sorry, but could you perhaps?" Say, "I need," or "I request." Don't qualify every statement with hedges and softeners. The Stoics were masters of direct, powerful language. Marcus Aurelius wrote in short, punchy maxims that cut to the truth. Seneca's letters were clear and uncompromising. Epictetus spoke in direct imperatives. They didn't waste words. Every sentence had purpose. Study their writing and you'll notice how much they accomplish with how few words. Machiavelli similarly wrote with brutal clarity. He said exactly what he meant without apology. When you speak this way, when every word is chosen deliberately and carries weight, people listen differently. Your communication becomes more influential simply because it's more concentrated and powerful. The ninth law addresses a common mistake. Never speak in anger. Wait until you can speak with calculated precision. Anger makes you stupid. It narrows your thinking. It makes you say things you'll regret. It reveals your vulnerabilities and buttons. It gives your adversaries exactly what they want, proof that they got to you. Every word spoken in anger is a gift to your enemies and a burden to your friends. The masses cannot control this. They feel anger and immediately express it. They send the email, they make the phone call, they confront the person, they post on social media. And then they have to spend days, weeks, or months dealing with the consequences of what they said in that moment of lost control. The Stoic Machiavellian approach is completely different. When you feel anger rising, that's your signal to go silent. Say nothing. Do nothing. Wait. Let the chemical cascade of anger hormones metabolize. Let your rational mind re-engage. Then, when you're calm, decide if a response is even necessary. If it is, craft it carefully. Make it strategic rather than emotional. Make it serve your purposes rather than just venting your feelings. Seneca wrote extensively about anger, calling it temporary madness, and arguing that the best remedy for anger is delay. He was right. When you respond from calmness rather than anger, you maintain power. You say what needs to be said without saying things that will haunt you. The 10th and final law is this: cultivate strategic ambiguity. Let people wonder what you're really thinking. This might be the most sophisticated of all 10 laws. While everyone else is desperate to be understood, to be transparent, to be an open book, you understand that mystery creates power. When people can't quite figure you out, when they're not sure exactly what you're thinking or planning, they have to be more careful in how they deal with you. They can't manipulate you as easily because they don't have clear information about your buttons and triggers. They can't predict you because you haven't made yourself predictable. They can't use you because they're not sure what you want or need. This doesn't mean being confusing or inconsistent. It means being clear about your values and principles while being less clear about your specific thoughts, plans, and reactions. It means keeping your cards close to your chest. It means being friendly without being familiar. It means being professional without being an open book. Machiavelli understood that rulers who were too predictable were too easy to plot against. The Stoics understood that maintaining internal distance from external events included maintaining some distance in how you present yourself. You can be authentic without being completely transparent. You can be genuine without revealing everything. Let me synthesize these 10 laws so you can see the complete framework. Master your silence by observing everything while revealing nothing. Never share your plans before they're secure. Control your emotional displays completely. Let false assumptions work in your favor. Wait for others to speak first and reveal their hand. Never over-explain or over-justify your decisions. Always hold knowledge back. Never reveal everything you know. Make every word count when you do speak. Never speak in anger, only with calculated precision. And maintain strategic ambiguity that keeps people guessing. These laws aren't about being cold or manipulative. They're about being strategic and protected in a world where most people give away all their power through careless speech and emotional incontinence. When you master your silence and your speech, you become very difficult to manipulate, control, or defeat. You maintain power in situations where others give it away. You see clearly while others are confused. You act strategically while others react emotionally. This is the path to real control, not control over others through manipulation, but control over your own life through strategic communication and emotional mastery. Here's your assignment. For the next 7 days, practice just one of these laws intensively. Pick the one that you violate most frequently, the one that costs you the most power. If you tend to overshare your plans, practice silence about your current projects. If you tend to explain yourself endlessly, practice stating your decisions once and then stopping. If you tend to react emotionally, practice the pause before responding. Whatever your weakness is, focus on it exclusively for 1 week and watch what happens. You'll be amazed at how much power you reclaim just by fixing one leak. Subscribe to this channel for more strategic philosophy that combines ancient wisdom with modern psychology. Share this video with someone who needs to understand these principles. Leave a comment telling me which of these 10 laws you're committing to practice first. And remember, silence is not weakness. Strategic communication is not dishonesty. Emotional control is not coldness. These are all forms of strength, forms of power, forms of mastery. Master your silence, control everything. I'll see you in the next video.